Do you want to know why the Primo Pro fork is such a great fork? Today we're going to do and explain a review on the Primo Pro fork. Like always, I want you to hang tight because we're going to tell you how you can win a bunch of free stuff from our bike shop as well as a free bike by simply liking this video, subscribing, turning on your notification bells, and sharing this video. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later on in this video. But let's get to talking about these forks. Yeah, the Primo Pro fork is a high quality fork at a really low cost. If you bent your stock forks and you're looking to buy a new set of forks, I'd definitely check out these forks, and you can buy them from our website right here. Yeah, so like I said, these are a super low costing fork, and they're super strong, and they can actually make your bike a lot lighter if you're riding a stock fork, and they'll be a lot stronger than your stock fork. There's a lot of cool features on this fork that bring it in such a low cost and that make it really strong and what like avid BMXers are looking for. So yeah, let's kind of start off with the top and then work our way down. So first off, I see a lot of stock forks, and we get a lot of customers coming in here mainly because they use a wrong size Allen wrench or something like that, and they actually strip out this top bolt right here. So what Primo's done is they've created a fork to have some super big threads on it, and gave it a little cool design on the actual top of it. So yeah, I'll pull out this cap. This cap is really cool because it has a Primo logo machined into it right here. So that makes it look super dope. Also too, if you notice, it has a 6mm and an 8mm Allen head on the top. So if your 6mm ends up stripping out, you could use an 8mm. Most people have a 6mm, but they use 7/32 or try to fit a 1/4 inch in there, but a 1/4 inch doesn't fit. So that's usually what we see is the stock fork ends up stripping out the top cap with just the Allen wrench and stuff like that, and it pretty much fails. And then the stock one is really hard to find, so it's really hard to just go to the bike shop and find one of these caps because all the little caps are different size threading. So if you look in here, they have a threading that's inside of here, and those are all different thread pitches and stuff like that. So usually you need the stock or the original cap to go with the fork. So a lot of the customers, like I said, they strip this one out. Some of them, they think this is like a load bearing compression bolt, so they crank it down, and that's usually how it strips out. So Primo kind of cured that problem and put those two Allen heads on there. Another thing is that they put two different threads on here. So the top one here is if you end up cutting your fork, which some people do to slam their handlebars and their stem. So they cut the steer tube, and then what happens is that this bolt bottoms out and then doesn't allow it to tighten up your headset. So if you run it slammed, you're gonna cut it right here. But if you run the fork stock, it's extra tall so that you can actually just use this whole bolt in one piece. So yeah, I mean, this is made out of 6061 aluminum, and it's fully machined, and this is a custom top cap bolt. So that's very cool. Also too, if you want to run front brakes, I know there's no brake hole right here. Some people might want to drill it out, but you can actually fit a brake cable through this hole, so that if you run a front brake and run the brake mounts right here, you can definitely run a front brake. So that's the cap. Next on the fork is, like I said, they have a threaded insert in here. So the actual wall of the steer tube is actually threaded inside there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna try to angle it so you can see the threads inside there. But this steer tube is machined out of one solid chunk of 4130 chromoly. And it's machined to be super thin up here, and then where the actual forks bend is usually right around here, so then it tapers up and it becomes thicker. So that helps it from bending, like your stock fork. Your stock fork is going to be a high tensile steel fork. Sometimes you get a chromoly one, but they're not machined down. They're not post heat treated like this fork is. So they end up bending right there. So that's pretty cool that they do this. And then also too, it comes in with the built-in race for your headset. So a race is this bottom piece right here. It's machined in a 45-degree angle, and it goes all the way down to the actual fork legs here. So this is machined out of one solid piece of material, and then also on the back side it's machined out extremely in here to get rid of a lot of that material and to make it even lighter. So very, very cool. And like I said, this is post heat treated. Post heat treated means after everything's welded up, then it's actually heat treated, so that when you weld it together, it doesn't heat up the material and fatigue it. The post heat treating kind of makes all the molecules go back to the original state and creates a stronger actual fork or any part like that. So also too, it has this laser etched Primo logo on there, so it looks pretty cool. I mean, and then let me see. They got a little serial number on here. I don't know if you can see it, but basically says Pro fork, but it has coding and stuff like that for the manufacturers and the actual brand to read and understand. The next thing is the actual fork legs. So these legs are pretty cool looking. These have a tapered leg, and tapered means pretty much they have a small end on one side and a larger diameter on the other side. So these are actually a thin or a smaller diameter tube here, and then they get slightly bigger up here to increase the strength and to actually give it more welding surface area right here. So the more surface area that you have welded to the other part, it actually creates it to be stronger. I don't know how you say it. It's like super gluing something and putting a couple dots on there of super glue. Yeah, it'll hold it, but you touch it real quick, it's gonna break off. So if you put more super glue on there, it's gonna hold it a lot better. So that's pretty much, metal super glue in a sense, is when they actually weld it. So the more area that they weld it, the stronger it makes it. So yeah, these are pretty cool. And then at the bottom of these forks, these have a little cutout that's actually round. I don't know if you can see that, but it's rounded right here so that it can clear your peg. It actually makes the forks look really, really cool. So these ones are also these are also welded all the way around. You can look at the welds; they look very, very clean. Somebody welded this. Is very, very good at welding. They have nice dimes on here, and dimes are pretty much the shape of the weld. They're very consistent, very, very uniform. They all look about the same size, so they call those dimes. Even the bottom of the fork is capped off. So if you look at these forks, it's very, very clean. There's no welding or anything like that. Those are, grinded down and to make really, really smooth. So it looks super, super sweet. Then these got a 6mm invest casted dropout. So the invest casted basically means that they get a bunch of chromoly and they throw it in this mold, and that casting smashes it, and then it makes one solid dropout, rather than getting a chunk of chromoly and then like laser cutting it out, or trying to grind it out to make the shape of this. So it pretty much makes a perfect dropout every single time, so that it never differs from one to the next, and just makes it real nice and brings down the cost, because they can manufacture a lot more dropouts. So that's part of the reason why this fork is a lot cheaper, is because they manufactured a bunch of these dropouts all at one time, rather than having somebody grind one out and stuff like that. So pretty cool on the end of things. Now, the other thing is that people want to know what the offset is, or the rake, as us old school riders call it. The rake or the offset is basically the amount of distance from the center of this tube to the center of this dropout. So this is a 3/8 dropout. These forks, we only sell them at 3/8 dropouts. We don't sell the 14. I think the 14 is just a little bit overboard. Bolts are really cheap to buy, just a replacement one. But These the offset is from the center of this tube to the center of the axle, and it's the amount of millimeters that it comes out. This fork comes in at 26 millimeters, so the distance here to here is 26 millimeters. That one's relatively short. There's some other forks in like 25 millimeter offset that are pretty popular, but these ones are just 1 millimeter actually farther out, so it makes it not as twitchy, just a little less twitchy. The normal is about 32 to 33 millimeters, so I mean 32 and 33 millimeter offset is usually designed for like trail riding and like park riding, or hitting big jumps and stuff like that, going at a fast speed, because you want it farther out, because at the higher speeds it stabilizes the fork a little bit more. As you pull that wheel forward, or actually if you pull that wheel backwards, it starts making the actual wheel and handlebars kind of twitch a little bit more, because it's now at the center rather than I don't know if you've really noticed this, but like on your bike, the forks aren't actually straight up and down. They're never going to be that way. The forks are actually pitched sideways like this, because the actual front end is lifted up from the tires and everything like that. So yeah, pretty much the forks are offset so that they can keep their distance and everything like that. But yeah, these forks come in at 26 millimeter offset, so that they're not super twitchy or anything like that. Yeah, these like I said, the 26 and the shorter ones are designed so that you can do a lot better nose manuals and front wheel maneuvers, like doing peg grinds and doing stuff like that. So if you're looking to do like Smith grinds, hangover toothpicks, nose manuals, then I would say get a smaller offset fork, something similar to this, at like a 26 millimeter offset. So yeah, so pretty much that's it. These are available in black. These are powder coated black, or available in a shiny chrome, and they also have a pretty dope vinyl Primo sticker right here. So black and the chrome ones come with the vinyl sticker, and yeah, pretty much yeah, makes them look super nice, super dope. But yeah, that's it for the fork. So if you're looking for a fork that's pretty inexpensive and is going to be a high quality, then I would definitely suggest purchasing a set of these Primo Pro forks. They're good quality forks. A lot of our pro riders ride them, like Michael Harkis and a few other guys. Yeah, Michael Harkis is on the pro team. Check him out. His Instagram is @MichaelHarkis. But we also told you that we're going to tell you how to win a bunch of free stuff. So at 2,500 subscribers, we're going to give away a free parts package from a bunch of the brands that we carry here at the shop. So you'll get a set of tires, a set of pedals, a set of grips, and a seat from our shop. All you got to do is do a couple things. Also too, at 5,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a bicycle retailed at $300, shipped to you guys free of charge. All you have to do is like this video, share this video, turn on your notification bell so you can get a reminder every time that we post a video, and then comment something below. Let us know what you liked about this video, what you don't like about this video, what tech tips you guys want to see in the future, what other products you want to see in the future that we haven't posted. Pretty much anything on your mind. Give us some feedback. We want to know from you so we could better our channel and give you guys a little bit more information on these new parts and stuff like that. So we're here to help you out. But once again, thank you very much for watching our YouTube channel. You guys have been killing it, been ordering a lot of stuff. We appreciate you, and we'll see you tomorrow with another explain and review on another BMX product. All right, have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.